Today I'm going to be showing you how to use sticky vinyl, permanent vinyl, or removable vinyl on an M1 from xTool. The first thing you need to do is to put your mat within inside of your xTool, which is just going to stick on the very bottom base plate. The machine comes with both a blue mat and a green mat, and you'll want to use the blue mat for your sticky vinyl. But it's a really interesting type of mat because it's actually sticky on both sides, and this way the mat will be secure and it will not slide around everywhere. I've already done some tests with this, so the vinyl looks, obviously it's got some cuts in it, but that's because I was testing to get the right cut settings. So this is what it looks like when you want to do heat transfer vinyl or sticky vinyl. Use the blue mat, which is got a sticky backside, and you place it down on top of your normal bottom tray. Then your material goes on top of that because that's also sticky, and it keeps it from moving around. Now, you can put this on and then put your material on. You can put your material on first and then put it on. Just kind of depends what you're doing. I was cutting multiple things, so I literally just left this blue sheet on and then just took my vinyl off as I was working, and it worked really well. So let me show you on the computer what it looks like when we want to cut sticky transfer vinyl. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting some sticky vinyl transfer to go onto a wine glass. I'm just doing a test today because honestly, I just want to see how the material works. And so far, it actually took me quite a bit just to get the settings correct. But I will tell you, with any new machine, you do want to work on figuring out your settings first with something that's inexpensive, so that you are not wasting lots of materials. I picked this fun hot pink color, and honestly I was kind of wish I had picked maybe a more boring color I'm not as likely to use, because I did waste quite a bit of the vinyl at the top. But now I think I'm ready with what my settings should be. With any machine, as you know, you do, even though it comes with settings that are done by the creator of the machine, they aren't always going to work with your machine. It's just kind of how it is with all of the craft cutting machines. So I've inserted this image. Let me show you actually how I did that. So up here on the left hand side, I'm going to click image, and then I'm going to come down and pick my SVG that I want to put in, and it brings it in really big. And I'm going to come up here to the top and click Unite so that it's one layer. And then I'm going to just size it down to the size that I'd like it to be, which for me, I want it to be about 76 wide. We're almost there. Actually, I should have probably left it there. Okay. Now that I have this set, I need to put it correctly on my actual sticky vinyl. Unlike a Cricut or a Silhouette, it is very different in that we are actually going to take an image capture of this, what is inside the machine, and that's how we figure out where to place it. So up here, I'm going to click refresh. It's going to take an image of what it looks like currently in my screen, and I want to make sure, as you can see, I have this star cut out. I don't want to hit that star. And I'm going to just bring it over here because I think that's a really good placement. Underneath those stars, I've cleared them. We should be good to go, but I will double check with framing. Before we do that, I'm going to do my settings. Now first, let's click off. Over here on the right-hand side, you want to make sure you come down to blade cut. You definitely want to make sure you're not on laser, because then your laser will be what ends up running. So go down here to blade cut. I have it set to removable self-adhesive, but I'm actually going to change the settings myself. So I'm going to do, for me, this is what worked for me. Again, your machine may be different. But for my machine, what worked was a cut pressure of 60 with a speed of 40. And I did one pass only. So now, what I'm going to do is something called framing. And what that is it's going to take the little light on the blade head or the laser, and it's going to show me where it's going to cut to make sure it's where I want it to be. And I will show you a video of what that looks like now. So over here on the right-hand side, you're going to click framing. Come over to your machine, in the front, this little button is glowing. You're going to push that, and you're going to see a laser run showing you where it's going to cut. And that just can tell you whether or not you are cutting in the place that you think that you're cutting. Okay, it is exactly where I want it to be, so I'm going to click Framing Completed. And now I'm going to go over here and click Start. It's going to show me the design over here on the right top. I will click Start again. And I'm going to show you on the machine what I have to do to actually get it started. I've hit Start on my computer. In the front, this light is glowing. I will push that. And then it will begin cutting. I will show it to you when it's all finished, and hopefully I've got the correct cut settings. Okay, so it's done cutting. It took 1 minute and 37 seconds. I can tell from here it looks like it's cut through, but I'm going to take it inside and make sure that it weeds okay. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out before I weed it. And I'm just going to go to one of the sides to get it started, and then we'll do all the little small in between the letters. Okay, so we're going to see how this peels. Okay, so right now my waves are coming up, so we're just gonna go on the other side and make sure they stay stuck down. Same with my little birdies. I'm actually wondering, I think I'm gonna do reverse weeding because this is really coming off of here. So I'm gonna get some transfer tape to hold. No, I normally only do reverse weeding with intricate designs, and this is not super intricate, but I'm just really struggling with this vinyl today. So I'm gonna go ahead and try reverse weeding to see if that helps. So I'm gonna put my whole design on a piece of transfer tape. I'm gonna make sure I really get it stuck on, and then I'm gonna take the backing off. And yeah, I'm left with the entire design. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the outer layer and I'm gonna peel it off, and it's gonna hopefully leave the design behind. I'm going to speed up this video so that you don't have to watch the entire time that I weed. So now all I have to do is weed out the inner parts. This actually, the reverse weeding definitely worked way better with this vinyl today. So I'm just gonna take a piece of tape, and I've wrapped it around my finger, and it's just so that I can take off these little pieces easier. I had like one of those little things where you weeded and stuck it like into the little weeding thing, but honestly I still went back to my tape because I feel like for me it just works the best. Okay, now the great part about this too is that now we are ready to actually put this on our wine glass already. So this is what the design looks like. I've got my wine glass here, and I realize I do need to clean it first with some alcohol. Whenever you're applying sticky vinyl to glassware, it really will help it better if you use some alcohol first in the area where you're going to be applying it. So just kind of give it a once over, and then I'm going to let it dry. Okay, so our glass is dry, and now we're going to take our design. Because it has this curve, I'm actually going to try to stay up a little bit higher because I didn't change the design of this to go around the curve. So this is where I've placed it. I want to double check to make sure I like it. And then I'm just gonna take my fingers first and press, and then I'm gonna make sure we really burnish it really well before trying to peel off our transfer tape. I always peel slowly in case, anything starts to come off, then we can just rub some more before we try again. And there we go. We have our cute little vacay vibes wine glass.